Sie hören Sport und Musik.
It's John Brooks for the USA!
Das Spiel ist aus! Deutschland ist Weltmeister!
In a world where fans fight over whether to call it football, or soccer, two German men defy the odds and call it Fußball. Bringing you inside the German-American football experience. And now, here are your hosts, the Schnitzel Boys.
Hey, hola! ¿Cómo estás?
Hey, hola. Hey, hola.
Hola.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Good
It's
evening.
Tuesday night.
Oh, it's Tuesday night.
Not our usual schnitzel night, but Monday we're human beings with lives, and once in a blue we have to adjust things here and there.
I was traveling. I was collecting my son from a long trip. He was off the grid for a month. And
Wow.
so I felt like I had to take the night off to pick him up and hear the stories.
I didn't know. So he was at like an REI month long.
This was Knowles. I don't know if you know. This is Knowles. Knowles is like the National Outdoor Leadership Society, perhaps. They do these trips for teenagers where they take them out in the wild and then they teach them stuff and then they get to, fend for themselves.
Nice. That's amazing.
So, and it's wild. It's like, we did not hear from him for a month, which, it's never happened before.
Well, do they take your phones away, or how does that work?
Take no phones. Yeah,
right.
They're completely off the grid. They say, they tell you if something bad happens, you'll find out. No news is good news if you don't hear from us. They had to. Some of their trips have resupply, so you can actually write letters. But this one, because they were on boats, they were kayaking, so they did not. There was no resupply, so they know they could take all their stuff. So they had enough, and so no letter writing even. So we knew nothing, and so.
Well, that's cool, and I need to do that. I mean, I need to get rid of my phone for a month. That's amazing.
Think. You're free to do that, though, right? You could just turn it off.
I am, but I've never made that choice.
I know, neither has he.
I am a slave to my phone.
It's true.
I might need someone to force me, like him. But tell me everything. Did you have a good time? Was it fun? Was it scary?
Yeah, there was some. It was all kinds of. There were all kinds of things happening. It sounds like he maybe got a little unlucky with his group of people, but he did well. He saw a whale in close proximity. A whale sort of jumped out of the water, like right in front of his kayak, and that was sounds like that was a pretty cool thing. So lots of good stuff happens. They do these things for adults too, Stefan. If you are looking to get out into which I know you are, you're looking to.
I am.
To get out into nature. Knowles, maybe for you as well. But those REI trips, I've taken REI trips before. I recommend those as well. Those are a little less, they're a little more guided, so you don't have to quite do as much. But it was cool. But it's like, these kinds of, at my middle age, these sort of like, let's just go across the country on a plane for like a day and a half or whatever. Leave me a little blotchy.
Yeah. I didn't know that's why you're going to Seattle. I thought you were there for family or something.
It was a family thing.
So you had to so you had to fly, pick him up and fly him back?
Well, I could have. I mean, he could have made his way on his own, I guess. But I thought it was nice that I wanted to get a first look at how he. I mean, on the page, my wife dropped him off on the way there, and
so she flew to Seattle at the beginning.
She flew to Seattle, but she also went. She then went to. She's from San Francisco, so she then just went down there to see her family, and so she did some other stuff, whereas I just went to.
Well, it's very cool. I know my parents would never have done something like that for me. If I did it, it definitely A, it would have been something I chose myself, and B, I would have had to have figured out how to fly back and forth myself. So, so it's very cool. It's very, very cool. Good for you he did a month on his own, and then you had to help him out flying back.
No, I think he definitely could have handled it.
I'm a leader. I'm just playing with you, but it's like, I'm going to take over leadership. Somebody can't handle flying.
No, this wasn't about him needing help. This was about me just wanting to see what I was getting back.
Well, what did you get back?
Well, he's
Did he cut his hair?
He's looking good. No, he has a beard now. He has a full beard.
Nice.
And but yeah, no, he clearly he's done some physical labor. He looks like somebody who's actually done something physical.
Amazing.
Amazing. Anyway, so that's why we're here on Tuesday.
Yesterday. I had a couple of standbys ready to go. I had our Schnitzel boy Ryan Baker from Nashville, who was at the Nashville Club America game. He was live.
Oh, cool.
He witnessed the VAR thing while
live. I turned that game off. I was like, "Oh, okay, America."
Me too. Everybody else did.
Turned it off.
But I'm always on Reddit all the time. I think Reddit. So there was like a Reddit post being like, "Nashville won, Club America eliminated," and I was like, "What is this guy trolling?" And then I saw the posts. I was like, "What the?" So I went back. And on a replay, I saw the end of the game, and I was like, "Holy crap! I missed a very important part of this game."
Very important. Yeah, that was just. It was the same for me. I saw in FOTMob, I was like, "Oh, FOTMob has Nashville in the semis. That's a mistake."
Right.
But then it wasn't. After it wasn't corrected for a while, I also checked, and yeah, that's what happened. That was wild. Wild PK.
And then I was watching the LAFC game, and Max Brados throughout the whole game was saying it wrong, but he didn't. He was play-by-play. He didn't get the update. I even tweeted at him.
That's poor producing then.
It is. And then I went on Reddit, and then I said, "Oh my God, everybody, Max Brado says Club America got through." And a bunch of people were like, they did get through. It was like all night. There was the informed and there was the uninformed. Most people were uninformed because it was just a bonkers little thing.
Yeah, and you're also, I don't stick around, especially when it's not my team.
Right, when it's over, it's off.
It's like when it's over, it's like, oh, okay, that was that. Not super invested, and then
especially when MLS team loses, it's like, well, another MLS team is out. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for the MLS clubs to knock out the Mexican clubs. And I was like, well, Club America got through, so I turned it off, and it turns out they didn't. Monterrey's the last club left, and they're kicking off in about 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're
meanwhile, if you thought Philadelphia was going to give Inter Miami a hard time, not so much.
Wrong. 4-1. Danny Ruiz off the bench scoring 4. Great goal from Alejandro Bedoya to pull it back. But did you see the game, Bjorn?
I did see the game. Yep.
Sloppy, right? Philly
Philly
no
just
press.
Philly just inexplicably terrible. I mean,
all three of their goals were just open long passes. Robert Taylor had all the time in the
dink
world
over the dink over the top. The dink over the top was on all night. Andre Blake did not have a particularly good game. He was sort of on the first goal was poorly positioned. On the second goal, he was clearly not expecting that shot. He was sort of backpedaling, looking at the post to position himself, and was caught off guard. And Jacob Glesnes, MLS All-Star.
I have never assisted Messi in that beautiful goal.
Have never seen him have a game like this. He was absolutely terrible. Ball watching.
Is he the guy
the tall blonde guy?
Yeah, he touched the ball and then fell backwards, and it rolled in front of Messi to slam a goal. But Messi
inexplicably, yeah, he was there. Had a very, very poor game. Kai Wagner in the first half, who was usually their like set piece delivery guy. Right. He hit the first offender on almost every. I mean, I don't know. It looked like they were starstruck. It looked like they were just either just either that or had like come up with some tactical new stuff. Like Gazdag was men marking Busquets, and they had just sort of twisted themselves into a tactical pretzel and had not. And just didn't do the basics, like just didn't press. This is going to keep we're going to keep seeing this against Inter Miami. A high line with no pressure on the ball is going to be death against Inter Miami every time. And you see this very frequently where if you play a high defensive line, you have to put pressure on the passer, or else they're just going to pick up. I mean, Joseph Martinez, bless his heart, his knees have not been the same. If he kind of beats you on the run and behind, that's not what you want. So, and these guys, and Miami has a bunch of good passers on the team. So if you give them time, they can they'll pick those guys out. I mean, just inexplicable. Jordi Alba was left alone for that goal. So this was, I don't know. It's getting a little, I don't know. I mean, I'm Messi's been great. I'm kind of rooting for him. These games are so entertaining. It's getting a little embarrassing though overall.
It's feeding the trolls
for the
it's feeding all the MLS haters.
Yeah, people saying like this league.
This does not happen in Saudi Arabia is the big one. When Cristiano Ronaldo talked about Saudi Arabia being a better league, it turns out he's right. That's the narrative I'm seeing. Which of course, well, I mean, they
haven't played a league game, so we don't know.
We do know. See. What's the difference between Philly now versus Philly next week?
I don't know. I think there's going to be a little bit of a different dynamic. I think this sort of cup thing, and even just this tournament, I think everybody's a little out of sorts. I think there's going to be, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I obviously made the prediction that Inter Miami is not going to make the playoffs, which it looks like I'm probably going to be wrong about. I don't know, but they need if they're going to score 4 goals every game, they're not going to lose a lot. So but I would still maintain that they're not a good defensive team, and that they could have some trouble here and there. I don't think they are going to just kind of roll over everybody, but we'll see. I mean, it's definitely eventually people will get over this like sort of novelty, maybe also of like playing against, I don't know, like that Dallas kid, like just heading into his own goal. And I mean, there is definitely a little bit of a
but will it be this year?
Starstruckness.
Will it be this year? Who knows? Yeah, there's definitely a psychological aspect to it. Like I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
sure.
People are still quote unquote trying to figure out. Christian Latanzio had to eat his words. He was really, really stupid last week. In the post game after Charlotte beat whoever, I forgot who they beat. The guy is like, you got Messi next week, and he interrupted him. He's like, we're playing in Miami next week. We're not playing Messi next. We're playing. He was really angry about it, and now he's playing the team Inter Miami. It's not Messi. It's not just Messi. And people are like, okay, whatever. And he's like, we have an idea of what to. And then they had nothing. Messi scored a goal or two. It was a 1 or 2. I think 1 or 2 goals. They just ran right over Charlotte. So he had no plans either, despite him being very short about it. And we're still trying to figure it out. Yes. However, can I offer a suggestion to everybody? Park the bus and put 2 guys on Messi at all times. We haven't seen that yet.
I don't think
they're doing this thing where they're like, oh, let's just play our own game. And I know you're right, they're defensively frail, but if the attack is so overpowered and coming at you for 90 minutes, you're never going to get to the defense. Defense has nothing to do. Drake Callender is a very capable goalkeeper. He's been doing a good job.
He's been making great saves in crucial moments. He's been a real sort of momentum squasher.
That's what I'm saying. The defense isn't as weak as it.
But
seems.
I think,
you need to hold back
to be continued,
tight,
to be determined. I mean, maybe
and hit on the counter.
I did not think they could transform themselves as quickly as they have. I mean, all these guys look
amazing,
like totally different people. Even the people that have been there, the players that have been
Martinez,
there, are now all of a sudden look like world beaters. I think there's going to be a little bit of a regression to the mean. I think Drake Callender is not going to bail them out like this every single time. I think I think the XG, I don't know. I haven't seen any numbers, but I bet the XG was probably in favor of Philly tonight in this game.
How do I look that up? What's the website?
I don't know if I haven't seen any XG number, a lot of XG for the Leagues Cup. I don't know if they even keep track of that, or if that's
usually at the end of the thing. You keep talking. Let me see
if that's widely available. But I would guess that for sure Philly would be ahead. I mean, and obviously then game states has a lot to do with that in the second half. Miami's just they're up 3 goals, so they don't have to exert themselves. So that doesn't necessarily mean everything, but I think it's not going to continue like this. I think
let's hope not.
But it's definitely. I mean, on the positive side, I think it's just I've been so it's been so entertaining and interesting, just the way that these guys transformed this team and how how they all kind of function together. It's been fascinating. I've been really into it. So
I'm still gonna do the thing here. Yeah, there was a guy once upon a time named Jason Grice. He was an MLS coach here in the league.
Yeah, he was our coach for a year.
And when he was at Orlando or Miami, wherever he was, he said, "You can put Leo Messi on the worst team in MLS. It's not going to do anything." He said that. That was like a big quote of his. And now it's like, well, now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. And in all fairness to him, A, he's very wrong, as we're seeing. But B, in all fairness to him, although Messi is the star in the forefront, it's not just Messi. It's what Messi brings. It's Messi, it's Busquets, it's Alba, and it's Tata Martino. And in a way, it's what Tata also brings. A lot of youngsters are now coming, a couple of the hot U22 signings. And yeah, there's this extra bump where Robert Taylor and Drake Callender and Joseph Martinez and Kramashi, who've been on the roster all year, are just twice the player they were because they're lifted by this great reinforcement package.
Right.
And so it's not just Messi in Jason Christ's defense. However,
but also credit to Messi for I think I've said this before. It's like credit to Messi for knowing he needs help, bringing people along and not having this like, I'm the guy. And so that also is part of his. So I can't find XG numbers, but Philly had 16 shots versus 5 from Miami. 5 shots, 4 goals. They're not going to do that every game. That's not gonna. What
are the on target? What are the on target numbers?
16-4 for Philly, 5-4 for Miami. And Philly
Miami did have 1 on target, and 4 of those were goals, and the one that was missed was probably that one that Messi should have nailed. That one that was tight.
I mean, and Philly had some serious shanks. They had some good looks that they missed, and I mean, not to say like Philly was terrible the first half. This was well-deserved victory. I'm not diminishing what they're doing, but I'm just saying they're not going to win every game.
Let's see. I mean, you're probably right. They got to lose once at least. But if they win every game for the rest of the year,
that's what I was saying to my son. I was like, if NYCFC misses the playoffs, but is the only team that beats Miami, is that going to be is that a successful season?
Okay, I got it.
Messi.
I finally found it. I found the XG. You're right. So the Philly XG was 2.56, and the Inter Miami XG was 0.6.
Yeah. So they score 4 goals at 0.6 XG. That's
that
great,
efficiency is insane.
But this is not gonna. They aren't gonna do that every time. Like that's not.
I don't know, man, because it's one of those things where this stat isn't built for players like this. Messi doesn't miss. He's like a flawless soccer machine.
Well,
so
we will see. We will see. I'm holding on. I mean, I'm modifying my prediction in the sense that I'm admitting that they have transformed this team much quicker than I thought possible.
I think anyone, right? This is it's a surprise for everyone. Maybe.
But I
not
still,
just winning,
I
they're
would,
winning by
I would
4 or 5
still
goals.
maintain that they're not going to do this. They're not going to do this every game. Also to his credit, Messi is fully engaged, like even defensively. I was joking how they will change his name to Pressy if he keeps this up. Like he was very much in people's faces and like more so than I remember even when when PSG was playing in the Champions League recently. Like he's having a good time. He wants this to work.
The one time they were trailing, he was visibly pissed off. He's engaged. He's like, I want to. And yeah, it's a big difference from him wandering around PSG with a sourpuss as Mbappe whines about. God knows what he whines. You know what I mean? It's clear from a perspective that he's a very happy man right now. He's like in Miami. He's loving the weather. He's loving the attention. He's loving the team. He's like loving his life a little bit. I mean, maybe I'm, what's it called? Transposing or projecting that on him. But that's what it looks like, and I love it. I'm all here for it. I tune in every Inter Miami game. I'm an Inter Miami follower, like everybody else. Update in the chat. Speaking of followers, we got Daniel Young, he, him, his, popping back in. How you doing, Daniel Young? You worked from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. today. Oh,
man, that's a long shift.
That's a long shift. And you're in grad school still, right? You're a busy man, my friend. Thanks for hopping on the pod.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Welcome.
Hopefully
we will provide some relaxation.
A little relaxation
but
here
not,
on the
not
Schnitzel Boys.
Too much. Yeah.
Not too much. But yeah, the Inter Miami machine. Things I like about Inter Miami is every time Inter Miami scores, Tata Martino turns around, his entire coaching staff has to meet him, and they all huddle and do a big circle hut. You see, it happens every goal.
He was wearing a lobster bib today. He got called away from his lobster dinner prematurely to coach.
He's like, "Hey,
never took it off.
It's all you can eat down at the Sizzler. All right, we gotta get back. Hurry before they close."
I don't know, Chester, where that stadium is. There's not a lot of. Been to that stadium a bunch of times.
It's fresh. They catch them right.
Not a lot of good dining. Not a lot of good dining in the immediate vicinity, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but lobster, you catch it fresh right under the bridge.
Oh, and then
he
has his people. Tata has his people catching him the lobster. He just has to be ready with the bib.
The lobster intern.
Why was he wearing that? I guess because his outfit was too similar to Jim.
That's
Curtin's.
What they said on the broadcast. But is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. Do the coaches have to be different looking too?
I guess so that they don't out of the corner of the eye kind of conflate them. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
There was a game. I want to say Leagues Cup game, a quarterfinal or something, where both of the teams' jerseys were too similar to me. I think one was an all white.
Huh.
Or all red, and the other was in white and red or something. And I was like, they look the same. I hate seeing that. I remember a long time ago, I watched a game in Brazil. I want to say it was like Santos versus Corinthians or something. One team in all white, the other team in white and with black stripes. And it was just like, I can't tell the difference between a lot of these. It's like, especially back then, it was 480p. There's no HD or anything. So maybe even 360p or whatever they got down in Brazil. And the whole time, I'm just like, who's on what team? It's like 22 of the same players. They all look the same to me. Yeah, to be like, who's that? 2 number 10s? But anyway, the Messi machine keeps on running. They're a finalist. They're in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. They're in the U.S. Open Cup.
Can still win the triple. Can still win the triple this year and completely prove me wrong. It's torch the league.
Am I wrong? It's looking likely. It's looking like that could very well
happen. It's looking likely?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so far they've won every game. I'm if they keep doing that, then yes, they will win 3 trophies. I mean, I said what I said. I don't think they're gonna, but
they're on par to win at least 2 trophies. I'm thinking Leagues Cup, U.S. Open Cup, and maybe make the playoffs a decent run. I don't know if they'll win the MLS Cup, but I think they're going to cut out of this league. They're going to end the season with 2 trophies.
Okay,
and good for them. Maybe it'll help out Miami. They need help. It'd be good for the Miami fan base.
Why does Miami need help?
Well, I love seeing new teams, all their fans, and blah blah blah. But after 5 years, if they win nothing, there's I'm just like the excitement tends to wane maybe. So I like it when hot, like Miami. Miami has always been a dumpster fire. but they're in a big city, a city that's failed before, a city that needs
not a huge sports town, right? Yeah,
not a great sports
right.
town in general. So the fact that there's an excitement going on with Miami and it's the MLS and it's Messi and it's lightning in the bottle right now. And I would love for them to win a title or two and capture some fans. I don't know. I want the underlying for me. I am a big fan, but at the end of the day, the biggest thing I'm a fan of is soccer succeeding in this country. So that's always, I just can't get rid of that. That's always going to be within me. So when I see Miami and like getting on local news and being the talk of the town, I love it.
The Messi effect.
The Messi effect. More of that. Daniel Young is looking forward to seeing NYCFC at Citi Field this weekend. What game are you guys playing at Citi Field this weekend?
Me too. We're playing Major League Soccer League game.
Oh, when's the Leagues Cup final?
It's on Saturday. Yeah, I don't know. I guess whoever, I'm not sure how that works with the schedule. I guess whoever makes the final is their game is gonna be.
They've rescheduled a couple games already because of Philly had to have their game rescheduled or something. I think Inter Miami, a couple of teams have had their games rescheduled that were supposed to be this weekend. Like Inter Miami,
right? Miami was supposed to play Charlotte this weekend. That's postponed.
Right.
And the Philly game is also because they're going to play the third place game. Yeah,
that's it. Right. Exactly. Yeah,
so
that means Nashville game.
Right.
That means Nashville's likely also been their game's also been likely postponed.
Yes, exactly, because they are also going to play the. But anyway, we have been. I'm not sure if you heard. We have been eliminated from the Leagues Cup.
I have heard.
So we are available. We're rested and available.
Who eliminated you guys again?
What
was the remind me? Was the elimination game?
I don't remember. This is
you don't remember?
It's a secondary tournament. I'm not. I don't really. I erased this from my memory.
Does this secondary tournament, which is responsible for more than twice the Apple TV subscriptions in a month, does that make it a secondary tournament or a primary tournament?
I mean, I can't be expected to keep track of everything.
I'll tell you, the Apple TV numbers are 800,000, and now they're predicted to be between 1.5 and 2.2 million.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's because of the Leagues Cup. It's a very important tournament. So, Anyway, so the New York Rebels. Do you remember playing the New York Rebels? It was a 1-0 win in New Jersey. You were there.
And
then afterwards, a bunch of our douchebag fans dressed in all black started attacking your fans, and then attacked with knives and stuff. Remember all that?
That I was not a part of.
I thought it was because of you. I thought you started. Anyway, that game happened, and 4 days later, we were eliminated ourselves by Philly, and Jim Curtin ran his mouth and says he hated the fact that the New York Rebels players had such big mouths and hates their attitude and typical Jim Curtin nonsense.
Oh.
So I love the fact that he was slammed today. I want to see what his mouth has to say now. Let's see what his mouth has to say now.
Mouth has to say now.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out. Anyway, yes, we're playing Minnesota at home, and we got all these new players. So yes, Daniel Young, I too very much am looking forward to seeing this game.
Emmanuel Reynoso.
Because Emmanuel Reynoso, he's going to be there, presumably.
Yeah, he's going to be the best player on the field. Just letting you know.
Maxi Morales is back. He's not going to be the best player on the field.
Is he starting?
Probably not. But when he comes in,
better than Emmanuel Reynoso.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know about
that. His number is his new number because he couldn't have his number 10 back because that's Santi Rodriguez's number now. So he now is number 27 because that's how old he feels. And
but that's not how old he is. How old he is
that is how old he feels. And so the number on the back. He's my
age, Bjorn. Him and I are the same age.
You're a lot taller.
I'm also a lot slower and less fit than he is, but still, he's my age. I just booked a part as a 45-year-old man. He's about to. He's my age. So just temper your expectations.
Congratulations on booking a part.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway, well, we'll see about Reynoso. Maybe. I'm not honestly gonna talk shit about our. I'm not too confident about our team, but we certainly got a lot of new players, and I want to see them all. So in that sense, it's going to be interesting. I haven't heard. We may get to see. There's Julian Fernandez. There's Alfonso Martinez. There's
no. His name is Alonso Alfonso. Please tell me that's correct.
Alonso. No, it's not. It's like I'm having a hard time.
Please tell me it's correct.
There's a lot of Martinez, Fernandez. I'm having a hard time keeping them all straight. Once I see them in person, this is always how it works.
No, Alonso Alfonso is real. I'm going to pretend he's real.
It's not Alonso Alfonso. That's what I just said that. But that's the
Marsponzo on the right.
That's the name of the halftime. That's the name of the halftime magician they're going to have at Citi Field is Alonso Alfonso. Yes.
I mean, I love that.
No, it's Julian Fernandez and what is his name?
Alonso Alfonso. I don't care what his real name is.
Andres Perea is the midfielder. Our loaner, Keaton Parks is paternity leave. Alonso Martinez. All right.
I guess it makes a little more sense. What's his middle name?
Alonso Alfonso Martinez. So anyway, I can't wait to. And Burke Risa, we signed a while ago, but we haven't seen. We've been teased by the outfield today. Put out an article. Outfield are these great NYCFC group of writers who have lovely pieces of analysis, and they have hyped us up for Burke Risa and his passing ability that they're thinking is perhaps unprecedented for a center back that we've had. So lots of, hope springs eternal. We got 10 games left. We're going to bunch of new people. We're going to Citi Field and hope for the best. See how it goes.
Good luck. There's only one MLS team. I could have a blog called The Outfield, and that is NYCFC, the outfield being an integral part of a baseball field where I used to play a lot as a kid. That's where you stick
one of these days I will wear my Yankee Soccer Stadium hoodie. And why fight it?
Does NYC have those? The things I like, Philly has them. I don't know if Red Bull has them. Does NYC have the baseball jerseys, but they're NYCFC logos? You know the ones I'm talking about?
No. Yeah, we have some rugby. I own a couple of rugby jerseys. We have tomorrow also. This is, I don't know. We don't often. Well, anyway, we're awaiting the unveiling of our third jersey of the year. There's a
Parks
collaboration jersey with the New York City Parks Department. There's some leaks out there. It looks beautiful. I'm very excited to see it.
I commented on Twitter about how cool it looked. I don't get why it's related to parks, but what I saw was it really reminded me of like Predator and like Alien. It was like black and bright green, like as a kid. Or also just glow in the dark like a glow in the dark action figure, which was really, really cool. New York Red Bulls released our third kit. We haven't had a third kit in years. It was the hip hop kit, which was worn at a huge rap concert. Shows how old I am. Mm-hmm. Some big rapper, his DJ had the hip hop kit. It was really cool at MetLife or wherever it was, or at Yankee Stadium, I think. There was a big rap founding of hip hop concert at Yankee Stadium yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, the like Run
50
DMC
year
Run
DMC. Thank you. The Run DMC DJ had the New York Red Bulls hip hop kit on during the whole show in Yankee Stadium. That's respect. That's what's up.
Hans Wolf is saying it's very PTFC looking, but still nice jersey. Yeah,
Portland,
I mean,
right? Or Austin.
You can't put. I guess you can't put trees on a jersey without evoking the timbers. That's true. My only regret, and Austin, but it's lovely looking, and I feel I have a weakness for the merch, and the merch gets you through the tough times. So I'm excited for this new product. The only regret I have is before I knew that this was happening, the regular jersey I bought this year, I put Keaton Parks' number on, and obviously that would have been
perfect, right?
For the Parks better jersey. Suited for the Parks. The Parks jersey. I may have to amend. To amend that.
I was gonna say, what's stopping you from just getting a Parks jersey?
I don't know. I usually am, one player per jersey. I don't know. That's just my policy. But I may have to, I could probably peel off the number from the other jersey and get somebody else, and then get Parks on the Parks jersey. That'd be pretty good. It's not league-wide. I don't think Hans Wolf is asking if this is a league-wide release. I don't believe it is.
What does that mean?
This is
everybody has
like when they have these warm-up shirts or whatever
Captain
that are
America.
all like Captain America, and it's like every team. I don't enjoy that either. I do not believe that's the case. I think this is I think this is just us, but I don't know this 100%, but I'm pretty sure. David Riccio
merch gets you through tough times.
I mean, sometimes you have a shitty season. That's it's upsetting, but I get excited about
when I walk down the streets and I go to these tent communities, and they're starving and they haven't had work forever, and then mental health stuff, and I just throw Schnitzel Boys shirts at them. Like, here you go, guys.
I mean,
spruce up. Don't worry. And they're all they light up, and it's the best part of their day. They're just anyway.
Obviously, these are luxury problems. I understand. Not truly. I'm saying my team not making the playoffs is not truly a tough time. It's just in the context of what we're talking about.
Just to offer on that, although my heart goes out to people at tough times, I feel bad. I don't know. I hope that joke wasn't super offensive. It's gotten a lot better here in LA. The new mayor has done, I think, a really good job. A lot of people that were in the street under the last mayor now live in hotels. It's like, great. Good for them. Get on their feet, get their life back together. That's what I'm all about. And then maybe they can work their way up to get some LAFC tickets if you can ever afford those things. Oh boy. Anyway, two things. One, David Riccio, when is your birthday? That's firstly. And two is there's been this secret league-wide just kit party all year long, right? Like every week I've never seen so many designs and re-releases and releases and right? Like the kits are just having at it this year.
Oh, is that new? Okay. I don't know.
Has that always been the case? There was the first year there was like the Johnny Cash jersey, right? The Bruce Lee jersey at the beginning of the season, right?
I think it seems like there's been the criticism has been heard, like over the last few years where people were just like, oh, everybody's got a white, one with their logo on it. And I think I think it's nice. It's nice to have a little fun. I think it's I mean these, anyway, there's a lot to say about it. These things are obviously very, a big money maker for the league and way more expensive than they probably should be. But no, I think it's nice to have a little fun. I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes these things. I was thinking actually,
I'm not against it. I think it's cool.
And I think this year's crop of jerseys was pretty good. I was actually thinking that I really thought that yellow blue one, the Red Bulls one, is pretty nice. Oh,
No, it is not. I'm not against it. It's nice, but we've gotten 0 points, I think, in that kit. So we don't wear that kit anymore. I think that's part of this hip hop release.
But
we're only going to wear a red hip hop. We're retiring that jersey.
It's nice looking. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with this Parks thing, what even the impetus was, and if they're even going to wear it in a game. I don't know. We're fine. I think tomorrow is the day where all of this will be revealed.
Well, I think it's about your area, right? NYCFC's first kit was covered in the subway tile this year, wasn't it? Wasn't it covered in the subway tile? Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. That's New York City. Then you have the Parks, which
only the front. It was a little odd.
I guess New York City is not known for parks, but it's known for Central Park. That's a New York City thing.
I think there's a lot of there's great parks in New York.
But if you're outside of, if you're not a New Yorker, if you're from non-New York, like if you're like I didn't know what Prospect Park was until I moved to Brooklyn.
Okay,
maybe that makes me.
But Central Park, everybody knows. Everybody knows
Central Park. Central Park, everybody knows.
But I couldn't. I couldn't name a park in LA either off the top.
Exactly.
Of my head. Yeah.
So I'm saying I think it's because of Central Park. Griffith Park would be the big park here in LA.
Okay. Oh, right, where
the observatory,
where the museum is.
Yeah, where the museum is. That would be But what I'm saying, and the hip hop apparently was a big part of Newark. So for a New Jersey team like the Red Bulls, hip hop was a thing. So I guess Bruce Lee's from Seattle, and I don't try to think if LA did anything really localized yet. Maybe I'm missing it. I have to remind myself. But I like the fact they're doing local things. I love it. I think it's very smart. And it's probably good for the bottom line to have so many different shirts that they can sell throughout the year, right?
I mean, there's a there's a non-insignificant number of completionist suckers like myself who will just about hand over the cash for any. I mean, anyway, no, that's not true. I have some standards, I guess, but
don't feel bad. This is not a judgment session.
I do enjoy the merch. That's it.
Yeah.
We have some too while we're talking about it, right?
You're wearing
it. The Schnitzel
Boys
store on Etsy is real.
That's right. We got cups, and sweaters, and shirts, and
So we receive and we provide when it comes to merch.
The New York Red Bulls are playing DC United this Saturday as MLS kicks off again. The Scum. DC United's had a rough patch, a rough couple of weeks. They had to get rid of Taxi Fountas because he was a racist. They had to get one of their trainers because he was a racist. And then Wayne Rooney got slammed 7-0 by the Arsenal All-Stars.
And he was mad about it.
He's damaged. The DC United players he used also must be damaged.
He needed a dozen donuts to calm himself down.
I think a baker's dozen does the trick for that man right there. Quick, get me a baker's dozen. That's terrible. That's a terrible Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney. He's from that place where the British, they sound like babies. Like all their R's are W's. Wayne Rooney. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that, and I think we're hosting, and then our game after that is hosting Inter Miami. I believe that's the first MLS. The first Inter Miami MLS game is at Red Bull Arena against Red Bulls.
Right.
You know why that'll be cool? Because it'll be the first time in over a millennia that stadium is sold out.
Yeah.
You know that?
Well, it was pretty full. It was pretty full for Newcastle against Brighton when I was there.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. They need guests to fill that stadium because no one cares about the home team of that stadium.
The first time, it's going to be sold out when the Red Bulls are playing. That's going to be a big thing. That's also going to be the first time that Messi gets fouled a double-digit amount. I bet.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's a high press. I don't predict good things. If they could just pass over that high press, which they've been doing, I don't predict amazing things.
I don't think this is weird. This is happening a lot lately that I'm standing up for your team against your lack of belief. I think this is exactly the kind of thing that Inter Miami will have trouble with.
Well, they just did it against Philly. We saw it's the same thing.
Yeah, but the Philly press was really limp. They did not.
It was a limp press.
They did not execute it in their usual way. So I don't know. I mean, sure, this could go horribly wrong, but I think this is going to be a pretty uncomfortable game for Miami, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, let's hope so. I'm gonna be there. I mean, I'm not gonna be there in person. I'll be rooting though.
Oh, I was gonna say.
But I think we have a couple of Shitzelkoffs there in the house. David Riccio, FC Cologne, having a USA fan meetup in DC in September, and part of the week I'm going DC United versus Red Bulls. Excellent. That should be a lot of fun.
Very nice.
I still have been to Audi Field. FC Cologne. There's a guy who runs the FC Cologne Twitter, like USA Twitter, and I think he's like uniting all fan groups. I need to get in touch with that guy and tell him about our podcast.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But he's the one who puts the map on Twitter where he's like, if you're a fan, put a pin down and you can see just the USA map where all the fans are. And there are a lot of Cologne fans in the United States. Well done.
I've been to Audi Field a couple times. The empanadas are tasty.
Nice. There was I love these YouTube videos where they go into abandoned malls and stuff. Anyway, this one YouTube channel just did RFK Stadium, and it was an abandoned stadium.
Wow. Okay.
And they go through, and then there was even a video where they went through the Silverdome, the Pontiac Silverdome, once upon a time, which I think has since been imploded. It was the game where Eric Ronaldo scored his free kick against Switzerland. It was the first and only indoor venue for World Cups or whatever. Anyway, someone went through it a few years ago, and they found boxes full of early MLS promo items from 1993.
Oh, amazing.
And the logo had a different color to it. And it had a bunch of teams listed they said, these are the new teams. And 2 or 3 of them never were real. I think they even had Raleigh Durham listed. Yeah. So very cool stuff. That's the kind of stuff I'd love to get my hands on. I'm sure it's on eBay.
Hans Wolf is also headed to DC for this FC Köln meetup.
Excellent. Maybe
interesting.
I'd go to that. I might be going to Cologne in October. A lot of my family is there. But I guess we can save that. I'm organizing my Germany soccer trip. We can save that for the next hour. But I bought a ticket to a Bundesliga game last night. I will tell you what game that is.
Amazing.
In the next hour. I will keep you
fantastic. Daniel Young wants to know, what can the Red Bulls do to improve the attendance? I mean, field a better team. I don't know. It's hard to. The Red Bulls are tough because there's no real reason why this should be so dismal. I guess people are just disillusioned. Maybe they need another rebrand. NYCFC. I mean, but this is the big question that the whole league is grappling with, these original teams that are struggling. NYCFC is doing what they can to improve the attendance. They're building a stadium. That place is going to be rocking every time. And our attendance has not been terrible. I haven't really kept track of numbers, but we had 30,000 plus against Columbus earlier at Yankee Stadium. The Atlas game was pretty well attended. So I don't think we're doing so poorly, obviously, especially considering this whole stadium, like hopping back and forth between different places. I think we're okay. Oh, you're watching the Leagues Cup.
Hani Mukhtar with a dime. Oh, what a great goal from Hani Mukhtar. 1-0 Nashville over Monterrey. Live response to the final semifinal. And heck yeah, Nashville. What a great goal from
Hani nice Mukhtar. Goal. Yeah, you're a little behind. Oh, because
or a little ahead,
or paused it. Yeah, ahead.
That's NYCFC is fine. The Red Bulls shot themselves in the foot. The reason Red Bulls don't have fans or judgmental fans like me or fans that choose not to go is because the owners are absentee and they're putting forth no effort into the club. It's just very clear that the team is showing no ambition. They signed a couple of they sign really obscure under 20 players every now and then there you go. And it's like you're not. Clearly, the priorities are not building a team. New York Red Bulls is from a time when the league needed owners, and they were happy to get any owner they can get. So they got the Red Bulls, and it was big, exciting at the time. Nowadays, that would have never have happened, I don't think. The formula for a real club is a good, local, committed ownership team, and you're not part of a global thing. You are your own thing. And it's like the Red Bulls are a relic from that time, and the owners have full rights, I guess, to do whatever they want, and they really could care less. And that stink emanates off the club, and the fans are too smart to give them any money back. I mean, it's as simple as that. So for the Red Bulls to get a fan base, it's a new ownership, it's a rebrand, or it could stay the way it is, but the owners have to show ambition. They have to have aggressive transfer market. They have to have aggressive transfer windows where they sign senior players, and it makes sense. That's like, okay, these players are built to make a winning team. Right now, we're just lucky that we have all these great youth players coming up because we have no choice. And more than half for a team are youth players, Daniel Edelman and John Tolkien and Sean Neal, the Nealis brothers, and Omar Fernandez. And just like our best players are made. And right now we have this kid on the U15s named Julian Hall. Him and some NYCFC kid were just the stars of the U15 World Cup or whatever it was. I think they won, or the U15 CONCACAF championship or whatever. We got like Julian Hall is the future. We got guys coming through. Cam Harper is another example. But, as much as I like that, MLS fans need a little more. They need
you need a balance, it's cool to have these kids coming through. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need they need to be part of something. Yeah, there's got to be a mix of everything. Yeah. Too bad.
And I think NYCFC with their stadium coming up. Wait a minute, is this Hani Mukhtar goal being taken off? There is an offside check. I hope not. Not.
Because of the offside guy blocking the view. He's not going to save that goal.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I hope not. I hope that does not get canceled.
Like the guy who's offside is blocking No, that can't.
The yellow. No, it's nonsense. But anyway, so that rages on. New York, but I think the ownership, like, they've been empty for years. They've always had attendance issues. The only time the attendance was better is when we started winning a few years ago. And in hindsight, that was just Jesse Marsh and Ali Curtis working their magic. Like, they didn't get any help from Austria or anything like that. And that was a little blurb in the radar. And it's like, Austria seems more than fine with not making much money off this club. Like, they don't sell tickets, but they also don't spend money on it. So they're like, they're cashing their checks, I think, because at the end of the year it's a big co-op. So right. I think they're doing fine with it.
Well, it's also, I guess, the values of the team are high because there's limited. There's a limited supply of them.
The goal was disallowed. Oh man,
that's too bad.
That is too bad. Okay, so riddle me this.
Please, I will riddle you. I will riddle it to you. I have some things. There's some Köln talk in the chat. I have some things to say, but we'll save that for hour 2, the Deutschland hour.
All right, yeah, we got Hans Wolf was there from 91-93. Köln must be lovely. Almost remain there. Yeah, no,
it's very nice.
Very
it's
cool.
a very nice town.
We need to do a little more research. Get some Köln guests on the podcast, maybe for next week. We'll tease that in the Germany hour, but we might have a fun, exciting guest join us for the Germany hour next week. Keep tuned for that. But the riddle me this part is this. So LAFC is playing Messi in September or something. And I look it up. The cheapest tickets are $650.
Mm-hmm.
Where are those tickets?
What do you mean where? In what section?
Yeah.
The cheapest tickets are behind the LAFC goal.
They're in the supporter section, the 32.52.
Right.
The riddle is this. Is that ethical? If you are a season ticket holder, is it ethical for all you guys to sell your supporters tickets? This is the ones where you jump and you yell and you have the tifo. That section, where they're selling all their tickets to a bunch of Argentinian pink jersey Messi fans.
This is a cultural difference we can talk about. In Germany, that kind of thing is highly frowned upon.
It should be frowned upon here.
But in America, capitalism reigns. Like in Germany, I remember, like making money off of roommates, was like stealing, basically. People would be like, you pay whatever rent and then you split it up among all the people. And, but here in New York City, or even that's standard practice, that people like rent out.
It's still unethical to me, but
rent out rooms for much more than people pay and make money that way. Yeah, there's a cultural difference there. In America, it's if you can make a buck, then more power to you. That's the general attitude. In Germany, that's not the case, especially when it comes to ticket prices, resale, those kinds of things. Yeah. That's very people don't generally find that acceptable.
Well, I was just ripped off via resale, but we'll talk about that in the second hour. However, the ticket prices are through the roof. But what LAFC has been doing a lot, which I love, is if an account has like too many resells for their liking, they cancel those accounts. And I love it. So but this is the supporter section. The other sections I get, but the one section in your stadium, the one little itty-bitty little thing, what's supposed to be full of your fans, like our friend Michael waving his German flag. As a fan, how could they, if your heart's in the right place, how could you offer the away fans to be there? Like they should have their accounts canceled, is what I'm saying. And I think LAFC might do that. If I'm LAFC, any resale ticket from the supporter section that goes to an away fan, I cancel that account and I close that account. And I say, thank you, goodbye. You're not allowed to buy tickets.
All right, harsh. Okay.
Why would that be harsh?
Also it's like and all the supporter sections now are putting out rules. You can't wear Messi shirts or Argentina shirts, and NYCFC too. I saw something on social media where it's the same thing. You're not allowed to wear a Messi shirt in the supporter section. Obviously, also they were saying, it's not like, they're not going to be too uptight about it, but
There's 45,000 other seats. You know what I mean? We're just talking supporter section. I agree with that. It's like if you're in the supporter section, there's only one color, one jersey to wear, right? I mean, why would I be wrong?
But what about the guy like waving the Germany flag every game for reasons unknown?
What do you mean? He's a fan. He's waving the Germany flag to represent Germany.
So why can't somebody wave the Argentina flag to support Argentina?
Oh, I think they do. That's a different topic.
What do you mean? How is that different?
Because Michael's an LAFC fan, lifelong. So
he's not
if an LAFC supporter waved an Argentinian flag to show his Argentinian roots and love his Argentinian players that are
against Inter Miami,
if
against Inter Miami, it's different. All right, that's fair.
Well, not necessarily against Inter Miami. The thing is, if then he sold it to his cousin, who could give two shits about MLS or LAFC, and went with a full Messi jersey to be in that, it's about the fandom of it all. I'm not against wearing Argentina flags if you're there for LAFC. But if you're there because of the opposing team's player, the supporters section, there's got to be some sort of respect there. There has to be some sort of integrity among MLS clubs. It can't just be the Messi show all year round. Am I wrong?
I agree. No, I don't think you're wrong. I think. I mean, it's always I think. You got to be you can't be too heavy-handed about it. I feel like, it's also like there's a little room for difference, maybe. I don't know. I don't think, I think I don't like, because sometimes you have, these sort of gatekeeper supporter group types who are very this is how it's like, relax. Like it's not, but I do agree. But I agree with the general sentiment of like, it's not just all about, don't sell your supporter section tickets to random people.
I got into it with the president of Viking Army once because apparently some guy who's new, who wanted to check out the Red Bulls, went to the Viking Army stand in like a Cologne jersey or something, or Bayern Munich jersey, and they hated that. Like they're like, no foreign jerseys allowed or whatever. And then the guy who went to a Bayern. Anyway, and I was like, really? In an empty stadium, a new guy showed up and you scared him away? What the F is wrong with you?
Exactly. It's like, if you're going to be...
He was there for the Red Bulls. He was there. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Yes, and all that stuff. No,
and there's lots of people who just wear their soccer shirt to the soccer thing, no matter who's playing.
But that's a different discussion. My thing is if the LAFC stadium, if every other section was nothing but pink in Argentina, then whatever. More power to them. Capitalism. Those are the tickets that sold. But the one section that has to be full black and full LAFC, if it's one section that has to be pure, it's a supporter section.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's just my little thing. Great. Is it time to hop over and preview our new
Let's do it. For sure. Let's go.
Let's leave Monterrey and Nashville are scoreless. Let's leave them be. We'll give some live updates later. Anyway, for those of you who want to hop in the USA Hour,
see you on the other side.
New Germany Hour starting in 30 seconds. See you over in the other stream, boys. Cheers.
Let's go.